6 years old. We lived in an apartment community in East Troy, Wisconsin. I had a lot of friends that I played with a lot. We used to play outside mostly, even when it was cold. We became really good friends with these two boys, whose mother is still, to this day, my mom's best friend. Rumor had it that a lot of the children in the apartment community had chicken pox. My mother was told that she should let me and my sister play with the other kids because chicken pox isn't as bad when you're young. So my mother agreed and we played with the other children. I don't remember how long it took, but my sister and I got the chicken pox. My sister was either 3 or 4 years old. I remember one day I was lying on the couch and couldn't move my left arm. I don't remember much after that. I do remember my father picking me up and carrying me. My mother told me that I was very lethargic, I had a fever, and I was pale. The ambulance was called. The ambulance rushed me to the Waukesha Memorial Hospital in Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm not sure how long I was in that hospital, but I remember waking up for a moment and seeing my grandma's face. My mother later told me that my grandma was indeed there. They weren't sure what was wrong with me, so they transferred me to the Children's Hospital in Waukesha, Wisconsin. At the hospital, they gave me an antibiotic called penicillin. My mother told me that it looked like I had sunburn all over my body. She said I was beet red. Come to find out, I am allergic to penicillin. Good thing I learned that in the hospital. I don't remember when they finally diagnosed me, and I don't know exactly what they told my parents, but I know they did say that I had toxic shock syndrome, and I was the 8th child who came in with the same diagnosis that year. I got toxic shock syndrome from the chickenpox, particularly the one that is under my left arm. They had put me on a different antibiotic and had me hooked up to an IV. I remember once, I woke up and my uncle and one of his friends was sitting in my room waiting for me to awake. I pretended to stay asleep while watching television to wait for my parents to arrive. I think my uncle knew I wasn't sleeping. When my parents arrived, I almost pulled Ivy out of my arms to run and greet them at the bottom of the bed. I was so happy they were finally there. I was in the hospital for 9 days and 8 nights. I remember my mother telling me that I almost didn't make it. When I finally got to come home, my parents wanted to throw me a welcome home party, but my baby sister, wasn't even a year old yet, had chickenpox. So I couldn't have my party, but I'm happy that I've made it through and have my life. I still have a scar under the left arm to always remind me that I almost didn't make it here.